play.
Welcome viewers to another episode of Let's Play Sacred 2 for the PC. With me, Bezlonir. Well, I just got home from a very long night at work, so, and also my X mouse button control, which I use to make the right mouse button rotate the camera, is not working right now, but I'm too tired to feel like restarting my computer 3 times to get it working. But I guess that gives you a glimpse of what I try to do in order to get this game to work. And you probably hear some cussing from me, because this is absolutely atrocious as a control scheme. Right now I have the follow camera on, and I'm relying on a couple of hotkeys to do stuff, and I'm probably gonna like only use this one ability because switching out between abilities and trying to do it, I don't know what they were thinking with the standard control scheme. It's just bonkers. It's ludicrous. It's just wrong. Anyway, yeah, I just got home from a very long day of work, being July the 4th, Independence Day in America. I guess I probably don't have to mention that. Apparently, I just looked yesterday and realized that a large proportion of my audience, well, I looked at the YouTube statistics, analytics, what have you, and I saw that, geez, what was it, like 26% of my views are from the US, and so the rest are not from the US. So that said, people outside the US seem to not be that ignorant, so they probably know that July 4th is the American Independence Day, and it's a pretty big holiday here. It's up in the top 3. So for me, at my job, it makes for a lot of work. But I want to have something upload for you guys, and I really don't have anything but some old Azure Dreams for the Game Boy Color episodes, which I could get out at some point. Oh, I should mention I've changed my mind on what I'm thinking of doing for 250 250,000 views special. Because I don't think that I thought about it and I realized that you guys probably don't care about like some animation that I might do. So in reality, that really wouldn't be that special to you. So I think I copied over my emulator files from my old computer, so I'm gonna try to, if I hopefully have my Rings of Power files, and so I'm gonna go ahead and do a long promised video where I said I was gonna go through and just kill all the townspeople and stuff with our Uber characters. So it'll be a let's kill everything in Rings of Power video, and I hope you will enjoy that. And I hope you enjoy this LP. Did I mention? Okay, so we're still in silver difficulty, and we're in the swamp. So what we're doing down here is I'm just going to show you guys, and we're going to go through, let me kill this guy so I can focus and show you on the map. We're going to go through this, this is a grinding run that's popular in the swamps, is to go kind of down here, over here, and sort of reset again. The only thing is that, my understanding is there's supposed to be a boss there, but I've mostly done this on console, which is a little disorienting, and I haven't been able to find him, and I'm going in the wrong direction. Thanks, camera controls. They are absolutely awful, because right now I'm clicking to move, but I'm also keyboard turning, which is, that's right there is a Jackie Chan face, the confusion meme. The "my brain is burning, this makes no sense" meme. Why would you do a control scheme like this? If I had like a seriously major complaint about this game, it's, well, and I do have a few complaints, but definitely major, the control scheme. I don't know why they felt like that was good enough when they finished with this control scheme, because keyboard turning to explore an open world. It's just madness. The control is not too bad in the PlayStation, though there are some things missing. I think they could have maybe tried to do some more context-sensitive key uses, because like on the console, in order to talk to somebody or open a door, that sort of thing, you press L1, which is pretty insane to be pressing L1 on a console controller for like a major command. But here, on the PC, the control scheme that the game defaults to is just, to me, it's borderline unplayable. I guess a lot of people have played it, and I don't know. I guess they got by, but I think it might depend on what kind of character you play, and you know what you feel like your needs are, how much of a screen you need to see. But as a for instance, if I'm doing this right now, I'm using right click to use my abilities, and if I have a tree behind me, that's going to be a real problem, because that tree is going to obstruct. It's going to cause my my move to fire at the tree instead of... I told you this was going to be a boring episode. I don't know. Like, maybe it's not boring. I always watch this kind of stuff back, and it feels boring to me. And I also think I'm being really quiet. I hope my microphone is on and stuff. I can't even handle, like, things not working right today. I'm just going to record, like, one episode and encode this. I just got done working a 10-hour day, and it wasn't very fun. So yeah, I just want to like record this one episode and encode it so I have something to upload tonight. I wanted to record yesterday, but there was too much stuff going on, and I couldn't get. It just wasn't really quiet for me to record, and I just can't do it. I don't know. I need privacy, because like this is essentially talking to myself, so I feel self-conscious. I know it's not in a way, but like at the same time I'm aware that to everybody else I'm just talking to myself in my room. Though, I mean, that said, I talk to myself quite a bit. So you see these things here. Oh god, I can't change the camera angle on the up and down axis, so I can't get a better view of this stuff in front of me. Those mobs over there are like the Olms or something? I don't know, let's see. Oh, I just made him run. I thought I had a different ability on that key command. I was trying to warp over this pool. I can't. I will only play with this control scheme for this one video. I just can't do this again. This is so disorienting, so bad. It's just unforgivable. How they thought that this was acceptable, I don't know. Man. I was saying, well, yeah, the other day I was thinking, you know, I just wish that someday somebody makes an RPG that's like really an action RPG that has very satisfying action and very satisfying RPG elements, because usually it's one or the other. In this game, let's just be honest, and I really am very fond of this game, so I don't want to make it sound like I don't like it, because I do very much so. But the action parts of this game are not that satisfying. They're not very demanding of you. I think it's kind of a for instance. I was thinking about this the other day when I was fighting some mobs that stun you, and so all you do, a lot of times the mob will stun you right before they die, and you'll just have to stand there for like 5 seconds, you know, and wait before you can move to go fight something else. and it's kind of sloppy. Like, so the thing that I was thinking is like when one of these mobs has a stun attack, it's like it's just tacked on there. There's no, it's not like part of a move set. Like, oh, you gotta avoid this stun, or you're gonna get the super smash. You're gonna get like the giant hammer or something. It's just like, oh look, you got stunned. Now what? It's kind of annoying. They're like, hey, what are status? It's like they had a meeting. Like, what are status afflictions that exist in RPGs? Well, sometimes they have stun. Okay, well let's put in a stun. But there's not really any like mob or monster or creature that does a stun and then follows it up by doing some sort of devastating attack that you really should avoid, like a circle of fire on the ground or something like that. Which would be beside the point because you really can't avoid the stun. The stun is just statistical probability that you can. The only way to avoid is to invest in stun resistance. So, I mean, I would balance that out by saying that of all the games that of all the action RPGs that I've played, the RPG element, by which I mean the character development part of this game, is without doubt the most satisfying character development. There's so many mechanics in this game, there's so many ways to develop your character, and like, as you level up and get higher and higher in level, your character just keeps growing and keeps changing. There's always something to look forward to. It never feels like, oh, I'm just like, all I'm doing is getting the same thing with like a reskin or whatever, you know? Like, I would say that's pretty much how Diablo 3 feels. Like, there's really isn't satisfying character development. Shocker, because it's debatable to call it an RPG. The only thing that you really get as you level up, for the most part, in Diablo 3 is gear. It's all about gear, because you really can't make any choices. Now they have like a Paragon system, so you can put points into a few stats, but it's a pretty trifling amount of points, and it's a pretty trifling effect. It's not that major, and it's I'm saying this not that authoritatively because it's been a little while. It actually wasn't that long ago that I played Diablo 3, but I didn't even reach the new level cap. I got the expansion and I didn't. I started playing a Crusader on the console, which was really fun, but I didn't finish it or anything. Okay, this is getting to be borderline impossible. I should probably turn off that following camera. It was kind of convenient for a little while, but oh, this is just ridiculous. I think I may have said this early on in my LP, but this game feels like they tried to mash two games together, and they didn't really figure out how to do it. Like, they just shrugged their shoulders and said, no, that's all we can do. I'm also very hungry. I haven't eaten since I got home. I just want to get a video recorded while it's not too loud in the house, and then I'll just do my things. But it's all very tiring. Unfortunately, I don't really want to do inventory management on camera, but my loot's kind of full. So we're just gonna keep heading south here.
Let's see what this monster can do.
I'm just gonna keep doing this until we get around 20 minutes. Then I'm just gonna cut off. I think I showed you the general route, and really, it's not a super big deal. I would say just if you're gonna try this route out, just kind of experiment for yourself, and it's nothing hard and fast. It's really just maybe your character's a little better at fighting this, a little better at fighting that. You can cut it short or take it longer, but the main thing is the enemies in these areas give a lot of XP. And normally I would be using some experience boost potions, which are called concentration potions. No, they're not. Potions of the Mentor. See, that's another... There's still so many mechanics that I still like. I don't use potions that often. I just go by the color. And I know what they are. And I can't see this guy that's attacking me. And if I try to click on him with a tree in the way, then I'm just going to fire my stuff at the tree. I'm going to turn off the follow camera. Usually do anyway, that thing is terrible. Still have this problem that I can't really click when I'm heading downhill. I can't click to move very easily because
Let's see what this
you know,
monster can do.
it clips through the world, which confirms some of my suspicions that the restrictive camera angles in this game. I believe I may have mentioned that you can't pan up when you can control the camera, which I can't right now. You can't make the camera go point upwards, and I think that partially has to do with the fact that this world is not entirely rendered fully. But I don't think there's anything wrong with like acknowledging the flaws in a game, even when you really like the game, because you know, I would hope that maybe someday, it's unlikely, but I hope that someday that somebody will make another game that's like this. But it'd be nice if they would fix some of the issues, like not having a pause button on the console version, bad camera control here, terrible control scheme. There's that's one of those things, like every time there's a generational change in like, say, from Sega Genesis to PlayStation or whatever, and the nature of video games changes dramatically, like it did when video games went to 3D, or in this instance going from a 2D isometric Diablo-style game to trying to make a 3D game. There's always companies that try unsuccessfully to figure out how to handle that. And then there's going to be the one company that does get it right, and then everybody will just copy them. Like, I can't really think offhand. I know there was some early 3D games that sort of set the benchmark, and there was definitely some games that were a bit of an atrocity. Another game that is a Diablo-style game that has a rotating camera is Darkstone, which is... It's a pretty basic Diablo 1 clone. I think it came out either before or around the same time as Diablo 2. So they didn't have Diablo 2 to copy, I don't think. And I would say, and I'm not really the person to listen to on this matter because I haven't played it that much, but that's a game that's definitely worthy of the title of a clone, and not very innovative or anything like that. But they did have, they had a rotating camera, but the game world was flat, and there was no vertical axis for moving the camera, and that's probably was their saving grace. But you have to figure with this game they wanted an Oblivion-style world, which needs, height mapping and whatever. I doubt those are even the terms. I'm sure I'm making myself sound like an idiot. I don't really pay that much attention to the conversation about game theory or whatever. So I only really have my thoughts that I think myself. I'm just kind of that kind of person. Like,
Magic regards.
I just make up my mind about what's true for myself. Like, I do listen and I read and I research sometimes, but then I usually just, my own opinion is my authority for me. So I'm kind of stubborn, kind of open-minded, or kind of,
Nobody said
what's the
anything about
term?
hitting back.
A free thinker. Now, free thinker is a term that we use as a nice term. That's an alternative for a jackass that doesn't play ball. But it's interesting because it's, at the same time, like, people like that, maybe me, if that's indeed the way that I am, I guess I think they're just part of humanity. One of the things that kind of made me decide that and think that way was Werner Herzog's documentary. I think it was called Encounters at the End of the World, and it's all about the people who live and work in Antarctica, and he was sort of comparing them to penguins or other animals that wander away from the pack, or whatever a group of penguins is called. I would say something funny if I wasn't really tired, maybe. But, I mean, who would be the judge of that? No idea why there's werewolves down here. But it's an interesting movie. I would highly recommend Werner Herzog movies in general, for the most part. I mean, even myself personally, I like some of them, and some of them just don't really do it for me.
This is almost sports-like.
And they're not the kind of movies to like lead you by the nose, so sometimes I just don't have the energy to watch a movie that doesn't tell me what to think, I guess. So, says the supposed free thinker.
About these opponents in the academy.
Anyway, I'm starting to sound like Bueller. So I think it's time for me to say that this is Bezlonir signing out of another episode of Let's Play Sacred 2 for the PC. And I will see you next time, viewers. So thanks for watching, and sorry I was so low on energy. I will try to bring my A game a little bit better next time.